Everyone. First off, I will
Just a
give you
minute.
my short introduction. Can I start?
Yeah. No, no, sir. Let me start.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Mehta Akash, and I am the Senior Lecturer in Electrical Engineering Department at Parul Institute. Our institute is the leading provider for the engineering hub. So today we are presenting the solar rooftop upcoming government schemes presented by Mr. Ajay Malavia, sir, who is the co-founder and the co-operator of the Gold Solar Company. For the just a little housekeeping, presentation, please type them into the question box in your chat box. So I will bring them up during the presentation, and we will also have time for the question at the end. So before we go further, I want to review the functionality of our today's sessions to the Ajay Malavia sir, and I warm welcome the Ajay Malavia sir. Please give your words and do this presentations. You can start now. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, you can start.
Thank you, Mr. Akash Mehta, for wonderful introduction. Here we will discuss about the current solar policy related to central government policy and Gujarat government solar policy. So, all the solar projects and developments happen in the country under the some of the policies. So now we are going to discuss about the policy in short details. So that I will share the screen. So first we are going to see the Gujarat Solar Policy 2021. Before this policy, the worked policy was 2015. Under that policy, in a 5-year roadmap was planned, and we were number one in the solar development. I mean the Gujarat, and we doing this many projects under the residential, industrial, commercial, and the ground mounted. After expired of the 5-year policy, the new policy comes under the government approval is 2021, we can say. So the final authority of this policy is Government of Gujarat. The department is Energy and Petrochemical Department. You can see the GR number of that policy. Mainly, I want to discuss the point number 9.10 of this policy, summary of benefits. So, in the old policy and new policy, we discuss the differences mainly. The old policy was restricted up to the 50% of the connected load for the commercial and the industrial tariffs, and the new policy come up with the no limit. There is a no limit for install the solar power in the industry and the commercial. So it is a positive point in this policy. Also, the solar considered as a one of the project, like every industry, if someone grow the sum of industry, and they can get the benefit of the subsidy like plant and machinery. So the solar power plant is also considered as a plant and machinery, and on that the customer can get the subsidy benefit under the MSME's subsidies policy. In this policy, the third party sale is allowed. It means if the consumer is different, and for the consumer, if someone, we can say the investor, invest the money for the solar project, and they can sell the power to the consumer. Like, it is called the third party sale. So in the previous policy, it was also available, and in new policy, updated policy, the same will be updated. So energy accounting also was considered as per billing cycle in the previous, and in a new policy the same will be revised. Some of the few changes are as in the next point, the surplus injection compensation. Before the old policy, we can the consumer can get approximately 3.22 rupees in 2017, and in a new policy in 2021 the customer can get the money back of the surplus injection compensation as per 2.25 rupees per unit. This charge is fixed for the 5 years. After the 5 years, the unit rate will be updated as per the 75% of the updated and lowest tariff discovered in bidding, reverse bidding. And for the third party sale, 75% of the lowest tariff discovered in GUVNL bid. So some of the banking charges also added in the new policy for the non-MSMEs units. This is the MSME units, there are no banking charges. In the captive consumption, there is a no transmission and wheeling charges in a new policy. Cross subsidy and additional surcharges is not applicable for the captive consumptions. Captive consumption means if I run the industry and I install the solar for my usage, so there is no wheeling charges, there is no any transmission charges I have to pay, there is no any cross subsidy, there is no any additional surcharges. Also, on a solar, not separately any electricity duty considered, but as per the rule of individual tariff, depending upon residential, industrial, commercial, the duty will be applicable as per Act 1958. So in a new policy, what are the benefit? Now we will see the benefit. So we already discussed that there is no restriction on the installed capacity for any type of tariff, residential, commercial, industrial. Energy accounting is available and bifurcated in HT connection, LT demand based connection, and normal LT demand connection. So some of a little I will brief about the what are the tariffs difference between these three type of tariff. The LT non-demand based tariff is that where the commercial purpose only. There are no running on the industry, but the commercial like school, college, hospitals, they all are the LT non-demand based. tariff. The LT demand based tariff is where the LT connection is available for the industry. That is called the LT demand based consumers. Sorry. For the ST consumers, above 100 kilowatt of connected load is considered under the ST and EHV consumers. So for these three, on basis of these three tariff, the bifurcated policy are different. In ST consumers, for the ST consumers, energy set off between 7 to 6 evening of the same days. If we generate the power, we have to consume our generated power during the morning 7 a.m. to evening 6 p.m. After 6 p.m., if the surplus power is available, that will considered as 2.25 rupees price according to the policy. It means if surplus power is goes to the grid, so that customer can get their units price is 2.25 rupees on a daily basis. So that units customer cannot use again. So we can say the daily billing basis. The another point for the LT demand based consumers is that energy set off is between morning 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. is same like ST, but it will be usable during the day. If I send to the power after 6 p.m. to the GEB or any discom, I can use that power during the next day in 7 to 6, right? So this is the benefit, or we can say the more beneficial compared to the ST consumers. The third one is LT other than demand based consumer. There are no limit cycle for the hours. The LT non-demand based consumers can install unlimited power, solar project power, and can use at any time of during the day. It means if I generate the power and send to the discom when my load is down and generation is running and my load is reached to high after the 6 p.m. in evening, so that I can use my exported power, which is I export during the day. So small LT non-demand based consumers having the highest benefit can get the highest benefit of this policy. The second point we can see in the detail for the surplus injection compensation. So earlier we discussed about the point, but here we can bifurcate in two types of units, MSMEs units and the other than MSMEs units. It means the non-MSMEs units. So for the MSMEs units, 2.25 rupees per unit for the surplus injection compensation considered for the 5 years, and after the 5 years, as per the bidding, 75 as per the bidding and of the bidding, 75% cost can get back of the exported unit for the MSME. And other than MSMEs units, the only 75% of the bidding is considered. The current reverse bidding rate is 1.99. So, according to that, you can understand that for the others non-MSME units, 75% of the average tariff discount in general bid, it means 1.99. 75% of the 1.99 is 1.5. So only 1.5 rupees can get the back for surplus injection compensation. Also, there is a banking charges is applicable in a new policy 2020. The government bifurcate in 3 steps: MSME units and other than demand-based consumers, for the demand-based consumers, and for government buildings. The MSME units or other than demand-based consumers have a banking charge is only 1.1 rupees. It means if I install the solar power plant and I used for my captive consumption, for my factory or for my industry, I have to pay the 1.1 rupees per unit charge for whatever I use the solar power units. For example, if I used 1,000 units of solar power generated units during the day, I have to pay 1,100 rupees charges for this particular day to the government. Same will be applicable for demand based consumers, but the banking charge is higher than MSME units. It is 1.5 rupees per unit. It means whatever I use during the day, I have to pay on that unit 1.5 rupees per unit. Transmission line and billing charges are always applicable according to the Gujarat Electricity Regulation Corporation. The policy, solar policy is made for the 5 years, but the technicality part see by the jerk only. So timely whenever the jerk policy revised according to that, also transmission and billing charges and other than technical points applicable in this policy. There is no cross subsidy charges and additional surcharges on captive consumption, and also the electricity duty is according to Act 1958.
Okay. So there is a brief about the solar panel. As we know, there is a large scope of the solar rooftop in our India. The solar rooftop can be used for the many purposes, as we know, and there are new schemes regarding to these government policies. As Ajay sir says that the number of policies changed by during the 2020-21, and the budget is also improved for the solar and non-conventional energy sources. Sir, please continue.
Okay. So here, uh, here we seen just the Gujarat government policy. Now we will see the central government policy also, that is comes under MNRE, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. As per the central government policy, the solar project above the 10 kilowatt is comes under gross metering concept. Previously, it was a net metering concept. So, what are the difference between net metering and the gross metering? Here, I will explain a little brief about the difference between gross metering and net metering concept. First, we see the net metering concept. In net metering concept, if I generate the power by solar project and send to the discom, if I'm not using, and after sunset, if my load is running and I'm using the power in continuous basis, so that I can take the benefit unit against unit, means the calculation basis on the unit against unit. It means if I give to the 10 units to the discom, I can take back those 10 units during my load is working. So the net metering is more beneficial compared to the gross metering. One minute, Akash sir.
Yes, sir. In order to achieve this magnitude of capacity, uh, yes, sir. Yes, please continue.
Yes. I will continue. Yes. So we are on the gross metering concept. The gross metering concept says that whatever I generate power by solar, I have to send to the discom, and for those unit, I will get the around the 3 rupees per unit, and whatever I use the power for my load or my factory or whatever my consumption, I have to purchase the power according to the running tariff decided by the government. So, for example, if the power cost is, so unit cost is 5 rupees. So, if I use the 1000 units during the day and my solar capacity generate the 1000 unit, capable to generate the 1000 unit during the day, so I have to pay the discom 2000 rupees of the bill. It means whatever I generated and sent to the discom of the 1000 unit, I get the reimbursement for that unit is 3000 rupees, and whatever I used for my consumption, I can get the bill, or I have to pay the bill according to the 5 rupees. So this is the little bit loss for the gross metering for the industry. It means that for the small projects, and we can say below 10 kilowatt capacity projects, it is considered under the net metering. So small project can get the maximum benefit for their investment, and for the bigger consumer like commercial and industrial who install solar power above the 10 kilowatt, they can get the less benefit compared to the less than 10 kilowatt consumers or small consumers. So this will also applicable shortly in Gujarat. And if this is the if this applicable in Gujarat, the solar installation speed will come down. So this is about the net metering and gross metering. If any doubt or any question up to this session, we can discuss.
Yes, sir. We have the time to discuss the question and answering at the time, 1:45 p.m. Till then, you can continue and share your words to the audience. So I got some questions and answerings from the audience. Let me conclude with some few questions. So till then, you can continue with some few minutes with the session. So I can collect the questions from the audience.
Okay, no issue. So now we can see the grid connected solar rooftop program. The objective is that our target is achieve for cumulative capacity for 14,000 megawatt from the rooftop solar only. Rooftop solar, it means not from the ground mounted solar, by 2022. The period was considered up to 31st December 2022. The benefit for the solar rooftop in all over the India, the central finance assistance is, as per the mention in the policy, is below 3 kilowatt project, or we can say the up to 3 kilowatt, the consumer or customer can get 40% subsidy. And whatever above the 3 kilowatt, it means 4, 5, 6, whatever, the customer can the subsidy on the rate of 20%. And for the group housing and the society commons up to the 500 kilowatt, the customer can get 20% of the subsidy. Now in the Gujarat, the same policy are running for the subsidy benefit for the residential and for the society common. What we have discussed, that was the component A. Component B says incentive to the DISCOM for initial 18 megawatt capacity. So there is no incentive for capacity addition up to 10%. The 5% incentives for the addition beyond the 10% and up to the 15%. And 10% incentives for the addition beyond 15%. Akash sir, 1 minute.
Yes, sir. So, as Ajay sir says that Gujarat government has announced the new Gujarat Solar Power Policy 2021 with the initiatives for the residential, commercial, and industrial rooftop solar developers. So, as the Ajay sir says that the policy will be valid until the December 31st, 2025, I think so, sir. So, as per the new policy, residential, commercial, and industrial consumers and the third party projects will be eligible to sell the power to the direct state discoms. So, as the sir says that they will have the freedom to set a solar projects for self use. There will be no ceiling on the project's capacity and existing selling of the 50 percentage of the contract load for setting up the rooftop solar projects has been now removed by the government. So the new policy aims to promote the growth of the solar sector in a state by encouraging the micro, small and medium enterprise like a MSME to use solar energy, which would help to bring down their operating cost of the project. So the capacity installation targets for the discoms will be based on the renewable purchase, as sir says, and defined by the Gujarat Electricity Regulatory Commissioner, means the GSRC, from the time to time by the updates.
Okay, thank you, Akash sir. So now we discussed about the small scale solar project 2020 policy. The solar power we can use in many ways for the residential for self consumption, for the industrial for the self consumption, for the industrial for investment purpose, we can say third party investment, third party sell, and last for the sell to the government. So the in all India the state government implemented some of the policies for the purchase the power from the investors. So up to the 31st March 2021, the one policy was the work registered approximately 2000 megawatts. So it is a good achievement for the government for setting up the 2000 megawatt solar power plant by the small investors in the capacity range of 500 kilowatt to 4 megawatt or 4000 kilowatt. So the minimum criteria for the investment in small scale distributed solar power is 500 kilowatt. The approximately returns the investor can get of the 10 to 12% depending upon the capacity of the solar project. Government got the good response from the market and from the investors under this policy. So this is comes under government sell policy. For the residential policy, there are already set up the target of 600 megawatt during the year 2020-21. Out of that, already approximately 200 megawatt achieved. The registration for the residential rooftop subsidy under the Surya Gujarat policy is 31st March. So this is the brief about the solar consumption in the market, or we can say the investment portfolio for the solar industry. So now you all can understand that in a different ways solar we can install and we can get the benefit according to our consumption, our investment capacity, or our type of loan. So these all are the beautiful policies designed by the governments. Yes, Akash sir.
Yes, sir. I got some few questions from our peers. So let me conclude and filter out that. Your active participation is important throughout the session. Throughout the presentation, me or my someone of the staff will be managing the chat functionality. You can enter your questions and comment in the question box throughout the presentation. There is a few questions I received. One more time. Give me some time, please. Okay, let me filter and concluding in a one common question. So as our developing Ajay sir, the
Yes.
Mike asked for the
Yes, I can
as
hear.
yes, the India is a developing country and have a high chances to develop the solar energy. So it is a how you can see the India versus China progress in a terms of solar. He wants to ask like this.
Right now, the manufacturing facility of the solar products are not as good as in the China. So our 80% market is depending upon the Chinese market. The other German technology and US technology solar products is not cost effective for the Indian market. So for the manufacturing facilities of the solar product like solar panels, solar inverters, and other monitoring devices related to the solar project promoted by the government and under the MSME's industrial policy, the any industrialist or any manufacturer can get the benefit of the subsidy for the new startup so that Indian market is maybe dependent on self manufacturing facility. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. One more question from the audience. Uh, Nirari wants to ask that how the project will affect or how project cost will be different or how it will be improved with the solar plus wind hybrid power policy. So, do you have any idea about the solar plus wind topic?
Yeah, solar and wind hybrid project is very a good concept. Like solar can get the generation during the day only. So what's about the night hours? And if we cannot get the generation during the day, then what are the about the nights? So from the wind energy, we can get our power for the night consumptions. But right now in policy, there are not any point mentioned about the hybrid solar projects or hybrid solar wind projects. Thank you.
Okay, sir. There is a few more questions. what are the big projects now running on the Gujarat or overall the India with respect to the solar rooftop or the solar energy plant? Do you have any idea about this, sir?
In a Kutch, there is a 30,000 megawatt, it means 30 gigawatt project going to installed by the government and private organizations. For this is for the Gujarat. The second on a second number, by the government PPA, approximately 2,000 megawatt will going to install in 1 to 1.5 year. So it's take a time up to the 1 to 1.5 year for both big projects in a Gujarat. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So as Ajay sir says that as per the new policy, the residential, commercial and industrial consumers and the third party project will be eligible to sell the power to the state discoms. So he said that the residential consumer under the Surya Gujarat Yojana and an MSME for a capacity usage, the discoms will purchase the surplus energy, means excessive energy at the rate of around 2.25 paisa for the per kilowatt hour for the first 5 years. But then after the 5 years, the energy would be purchased at the rate of 75 percentage of the tariff. So discovered by the Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Limited (GUVNL) the competitive bidding process. So, sir, one more colleague I want to ask that please give us some brief about the solar Surya Gujarat Yojana.
Surya Gujarat Yojana is specially designed for the residential rooftop project for the Gujarat only, of course. And under that Yojana, any resident can install the solar project and get the subsidy benefit directly via EPC. EPC means any of the solar developer company. For the capacity of 1 kilowatt to 3 kilowatt, up to 3 kilowatt, the government give you the 40% deduction in the respective cost decided by the tendering process. And above the 3 kilowatt, any consumer can get the benefit of 20% deduction. It means if someone requires the 5 kilowatt solar rooftop project, the consumer can get up to the 3 kilowatt 40% of the deduction benefit, and above 3 kilowatt, it means for the fourth and for the fifth kilowatt, total 2 kilowatt on of 20% deduction benefit. So this is about the residential rooftop scheme comes under Surya Gujarat Yojana.
Okay, thank you, sir. One more questions. So, what is the REC? Means a renewable energy certificate in a solar projects.
REC is renewable energy certificate. This is the full form of the REC. But where we can use that certificate? In the developed countries, we are not much pollution generating countries compared to the other developed countries. If we install the solar project and if we give some benefit to the environment for reduce the pollutions, so for that we can get the REC certificate, and this certificate we can sell to who cannot able to install any renewable options, and they are more polluted compared to us. So worldwide we simply can say, if I run my industry and pollute my country and cannot at any reason cannot able to install solar or any other renewable energy power, so I can take the REC certificate from all over the world, and that certificate, for that certificate I have to pay something to the REC certificate owner. For that I can get the benefit of the pollution control. This is the about the mutual understanding about the certificate provider and certificate purchaser. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So last one questions. Hello, Jason. Last one more question.
Yes.
Um, what are the extended validity of Gujarat Solar Policy in 2015 up to the December 31st, 2020 from March 31st, 2020? So where is the biggest change from the last oldest policy to the newest policy? So please give some light on this topic.
Okay, no issue. We already discussed about the old policy was expired on December 20, and from the January 21 the new policy is applicable. The main benefit of the new policy is the installed capacity limits are removed from the all segments. Earlier it was for only the residential. It means the residential can install unlimited solar power capacity. But in the new policy, the industrial, the commercial, or any of type the tariff can install the unlimited solar project depending upon their consumptions. So this is the mainly benefit of the new policy, but it is bifurcated according to the type of the tariff: LT demand base, LT non-demand base, and ST demand base. So the highest benefit for the LT non-demand based tariff and the lowest benefit for the ST consumers of the new policy, or also depending upon the type of the unit, like it is MSMEs or not MSMEs. So for the MSMEs, the banking charge is low of 1.1 rupees per unit, and for the non-MSMEs units, the banking charges is high of the 1.5 rupees, and there is the no any wheeling and transmission line charges or any type of charges for the captive consumptions. This is in the new policy. So, if someone not attend the previous part of the session, I can repeat the same. The Gujarat government has announced the new Gujarat Solar Power Policy 2021 with the incentives for the residential, commercial, and the industrial rooftop solar developers. The policy will be valid until December 31st, 2025. It means for the 5 years. As per the new policy, residential, commercial, and industrial consumers and the third party projects will be eligible to sell the power to the state discoms. They will have the freedom to set up the solar projects for the self use. There will be no ceiling on the project's capacity, and the existing ceiling of the 50% of the contract load for setting up solar rooftop project has been totally removed. The new policy aims to promote the growth of the solar sector in the state by encourage micro, small and medium enterprise to use the solar energy. Earlier we discussed that the benefit is more for the MSMEs units and the benefit is less for the non-MSMEs units, which would help bring down their operating costs. The capacity installation targets for the discoms will be based on the renewable purchase obligations defined by the Gujarat Electricity Regulatory Commission (JERC) from time to time. The solar policy has also reduced the security deposit payable by the developers to the discoms from 2.5 million to 5 lakh per megawatt. According to the new policy, consumers can install a solar system on their roofs or the premises and lease them to the third parties. A group of consumers can set up the solar project for self-consumption as collective ownership projects and consume the generated electricity in the ratio of ownership. Our Chief Minister, Mr. Vijay Rupani, said that the government would provide all the necessary support to the small scale solar projects. DISCOM will now purchase the power from small scale solar projects up to the 4 megawatt, 0.5 to 4 megawatt. At the 20 paisa per unit, higher than the tariff discovered throughout the competitive bidding. Based on this, right now, up to the 31st March 2021, the rate of the government VPA, the customer can get 2.83 rupees. Out of that, 20 paisa is the subsidy and the discovered rate is 2.63. He said that for the residential consumers under the Surya Gujarat Yojana and the MSMEs for captive consumption, the DISCOM will purchase the surplus power at the rate of 2.25 rupees per unit for the 5 years. After the 5 years, whatever the tariff is discovered, the 75% of that cost can get back for the customers. For all other consumers, the surplus solar power will be purchased at only 75% of the tariff discovered by the GUNL throughout a competitive bidding process. No any transmission and billing charges will be applicable as per the power will be generated in the same premises. But the new policy has set a banking charge of the 1.5 rupees per unit for the high tension ST consumers, and for the LT consumers there is a 1.1 rupees per unit charges is applicable. But the good point is that there is no banking charges for the residential consumers and the government buildings. Or simply we can say that for the small consumers. The cross subsidy surcharge and additional surcharge will not be applicable for the captive power project. It means if the investor invests the money for the third party sale, the both charges are applicable, decided by the government.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ajay sir, for your brief, deeply introduce the all solar rooftop system. We will go ahead. We will take some times, and thank you for everyone. We appreciate your being here. Mr. Ajay Malavia has a great experience about around 8 to 10 years of this solar industrial sector, and he gives the very good briefly about the new solar policy which is updated by the government in the 2021, and he gives a very precious time to us and gives us some knowledgeable thoughts on that idea and giving us some lights on that the topic. Thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you next time. Hope you are enjoying the session, and I appreciate your patience. And if you have any feedback, then you can comment on us, and you can directly reach to me also. Thank you so much, Ajay Malavia sir. Have a nice day ahead. Before wind up, do you want to say something, sir?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Akash Mehta and all the team for giving me the wonderful chance for convey the message regarding the solar policy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ajay sir, and thank you so much, audience. Thank you so much, friends. Have a nice day ahead. Sir, you can leave, sir.